What's going on, guys? Nick here, bringing you a brand new cryptocurrency video. Today I'm just going to do a quick technical analysis video for you guys, give you an update on what I personally think the market is going to do next, draw a few trend lines, and we'll see how things are looking. I'm also going to show you guys some of the top exchanges that I recommend for anyone new into cryptocurrency. I've been getting a lot of private messages on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube messages, comments just saying, I'm new to cryptocurrency. What are some exchanges where I can buy Bitcoins? Where can I buy Bitcoin at the best exchange rates? Because, it's pretty easy to get Bitcoin, but you're going to pay a hefty premium. So I'm going to show you guys the best options for that. So let's take a quick look here at the Bitcoin chart. Now, this is the one-day chart. Each candlestick represents one day. The three indicators I'm using are the CCI, MACD, and the RSI. And I'm starting off this chart by showing you the one day simply because sometimes we need to take a zoom out of the charts, take a look at what's happened within the last few months, and really appreciate the growth in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, because we've experienced hundreds of percents of growth within the last few months. Ever since I got into cryptocurrency, we're up about 400%, I believe, on Bitcoin. We're up over 1,000% on Litecoin and Ethereum. So pullbacks happen. Our recent dip here down to 3,000 on Bitcoin. I think it was necessary. We broke some pretty big support, but things are starting to get bullish again. We're starting to see some trends turn around, and there is opportunity here to make some nice money. So if you're interested in entering, I'm gonna go over if that's a good option right now. Okay, so with this recent dip here, oh, sorry about that. With this recent dip here on the one-day chart to 3,000, we saw the RSI get oversold. Obviously, in the past, when the RSI gets oversold on Bitcoin, it proves to be a great entry buy. That was the first time it hit that level ever since August of 2016. Okay, so pretty oversold, technically speaking. Obviously, there was the news factor of China. Whenever news enters the markets, usually technical indicators such as this video don't really matter too much. But when it dipped down to 3,000, we were oversold, and it's shown that it was a great buy. And this video is going to be more of a long-term video. I'll get into some short-term trends maybe at, towards the end of the video. But we hit oversold, consolidated a little bit. We saw a huge bounce play all the way up to 4,100. We saw our volume climax. Volume climax is usually signal the top and bottom of uptrends and downtrends. So we saw our volume climax, great bounce all the way up to 4,100. That wasn't a clear break of the trend. Oh, sorry about that again. We didn't break a complete here. We were still in a perfect downtrend, as you can see. I could draw this downtrend line from the top of 5,000 up here. Let's see, there we go. We were still in a clear downtrend, right? But just because we broke this trend line doesn't mean we're out of it yet, but we are getting super close here to a one-day bullish MACD cross. As you can see, when these green and yellow lines get extremely close together, they crossed up here when we were around 4,500, and whenever they cross, it usually results in a uptrend or downtrend for, at least a few weeks usually, okay? So yellow crossed into the green, resulting in a bearish movement, and as you can see, it resulted in us dropping from 4,500 all the way down to 3,000, and they separated quite a bit. We got overextended, RSI got oversold, CCI was pretty much bottomed out, had our bounce play, no MACD cross, they got a little bit closer, and now we're seeing consolidation. We hit 4,100, set a higher low compared to 3,000, and right now things are getting pretty tight. We saw a nice move today, but we have not completely broken out of this trend yet. Right now, our key resistances are 4,100. Key support, we're looking at about 3,500. And, of course, our bottom of 3,000. I do think the bottom is in unless we get some more China news. Say, mining gets banned in China. That could result in some pretty hefty selling. And usually when, like I said, when the news happens, technical indicators don't matter as much. So I do expect the move to happen here soon. If this yellow line crosses into the green, and as you can see, it is on the verge of happening. If we do have a decline, though, the green can cross back into the yellow, resulting in some more bearish movement, but I am more favored to the bulls right now. Yellow crosses into the green, we could result in us honestly testing $5,000 again. As you can see, look in history, when we hit 1,800, yellow crossed into the green. That resulted in a huge run up all the way to $5,000. Had our healthy consolidation pullback. Yellow went into the green, which is bearish, and right now I do believe yellow is going to go into the green, and we're going to see an all-time high of maybe $6,000 by the end of the year. That's what I personally think. This chart is definitely bullish. If we don't really have any trend lines, direct trend lines, but you could draw a simple just little cup formation like that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's really the only trend line you could draw on this chart besides our current downtrend line. But overall, bullish on Bitcoin here for the future. Let's get into Ethereum. So Ethereum is a little bit different. It is way more different than the Litecoin and Bitcoin chart. We definitely have a cup and handle equilibrium pattern playing out here. Okay, so the cup and handle pattern is basically pretty much what I say. It's the cup, which is right here. We have our cup, where the cup finishes, it's a lower high. As you can see, we hit $420, and we only hit 400 here. So the second run up has to be a lower high, which it is. And right now, we're forming the cup, in my opinion. And this will result in a huge swing up to an all-time high on Ethereum. Now, it's not a guarantee. This could be an equilibrium pattern. Let me get into that. If we draw A, B, C, D, E here, let's see. We could have our A, B, C, D, lower high, and then potentially test our previous support. You know, this could easily play out. You know, I see that more likely than a cup and handle. A cup and handle it can be very misleading. You know, a lot of people misread it. You know, they don't look at it the right way. It is so far textbook. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I do see this equilibrium pattern playing out here for the long term and then resulting in a breakout maybe in 2018 for Ethereum, due to the fact that I do think it will verge away a little bit from Bitcoin. But like I said, the potential of an all-time high is definitely still on the verge. Same principles applied, but the little thing different here compared to Bitcoin is that it did have a bullish MACD cross on the daily. So when we hit $130 on Ethereum, when we had that huge, just brutal downtrend for weeks, we were oversold. We had yellow go into the green. We had our huge run up from $180 all the way up to $400. That's more than double your money, okay? We hit our lower high compared to the previous all-time high. We were oversold. Overbought. Yellow went into the green, consolidated, dropped all the way down to 200, formed some support compared to 130, and then yellow went into the green right now. So I do think Ethereum's going to have some further run up, maybe to the mid 300s. I do think that's reasonable when Bitcoin goes up to 5,000 again, to potentially test that. But I'm not sure if it's, gonna reject 400 again, or if it's gonna surpass. If it does surpass $400 on Ethereum, no matter what the case is, I am bullish on it. I do think an all-time high will next time, the next time around. When we tested 400 here within the last few weeks, there was just too much selling pressure on Ethereum for it to break that all-time high. So if we test 400 again and break through $400 on the dot, we will set an all-time high on Ethereum. So difference between Bitcoin right now, it is crossing bullish. It is, it already has. So long-term play looking good for Ethereum. Litecoin is a little bit different. Bitcoin, we have more significant drops here, but the trend is still intact. When it comes to this little swing up here. Litecoin, we had a really nice uptrend. We had this super long-term ever since Litecoin got added to Coinbase. We had this amazing uptrend. Look at this here. Just multiple touches. 5, 6, almost a dozen touches here on this chart, right? But with our recent China news, we've been all the way down to $34. That's a wow. So we had $100. That's a 70% pullback from the all-time high. And say you buy at $100, it drops down to $50. All of a sudden, you're at a 50% loss, right? But you need 100% to get back to break even. That's the thing that a lot of people focus on. You need 100% if you lose 50% to make your money back and break even. Not even make profits. So if you're stuck holding the bag on Litecoin, I know it's had by far the biggest percentage swings out of the big three, which is why I'm in Litecoin right now. It's definitely the more gamble play, in my opinion. There are days where Bitcoin and Ethereum have higher percentage moves than Litecoin, but Litecoin overall usually has the biggest swings up and the biggest swings down low. And of course, Charlie Lee has his Twitter. That's a factor that Ethereum and Bitcoin doesn't have, where he can put out news, good or bad, and that usually heavily affects the Litecoin price. But like I said, we broke this long-term support, but I'm not too worried. We almost touched oversold. That was our first time we ever got that low ever since it was $4. You know what I mean? So that was a great entry. Obviously, if you bought at $30, you could have doubled your money within about 2 hours when it bounced to 60. In terms of the MACD lines here, we're a little bit farther apart. Ethereum has crossed. Bitcoin is on the verge of crossing. Litecoin, I do think it will be the third to follow. It will be the last one out of the big three, but I do think it will continue to follow Bitcoin. It will still have the same percentage moves, but when this daily Bitcoin cross happens, when it happens bullish on the MACD, I do think we're due for a big move on Litecoin. Hopefully that will follow with some big news from Charlie Lee, and who knows? The all-time high is $100. That's almost 100% from where it is now. So Ethereum, if you were to buy now, all-time high is 420. That's about, I don't know, 70%. I'm just guessing. Bitcoin, all-time high 5,000. We're at 3,900. That's only, I don't know, 25%. I'm just guessing, like I said. Litecoin, $52. All-time high $100. You know what I mean? So clearly, as the most opportunity for upside, in my opinion, like I said, I have Litecoin right now, so obviously it's probably a more biased opinion. But with Charlie Lee, with his history of putting out good news whenever Litecoin runs up, I simply can't pass up the offer. I'm ready for some pretty big price action here in the future. So that's my technical analysis, really. Short term, we had a pretty nice move today on the big three, pretty much. Let's go to the 5 minute here. So right now, we could draw some little trend lines right now. Let me just erase what I have currently here on the chart. Let me hit that trash button. By the way, I use TradingView for all my charting. That's my #1 recommended platform. We have this little downtrend line right here on the 5-minute chart, and we pretty much have our neckline of support right here. So this is a descending triangle pattern. This usually results in us breaking bearish, you know, dropping maybe $1 or $2, maybe down to $50. But who knows? We could still break out of it. But that's just on the short term. I haven't really been focusing on the short term, but we did see a nice move today from the big three. I believe within the last few days here. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, just a few days ago, we were at 3,500 to 3,900. So there's clear volatility within the market still. Money to be made if you're a trader. But right now, I recommend holding. Like I said, Ethereum, bullish MACD cross, Bitcoin on the verge, and Litecoin will probably be the third to follow. So right now, I'm holding. I do think there's more gains in that opportunity instead of just trading in and out. You know, I was a huge victim of that back in the day by doing short-term trades that really weren't worth it. I was getting destroyed in exchange fees, and I would have made more money by simply holding my bag instead of trading in and out. You know, I was making US dollar profit, which is good, but I was losing coin value. Okay, so sometimes when you're trading, you need to look at the actual coin value when you're trading. Your US dollar value might be going up, but that doesn't mean you're making actual coin value. So that's one thing you guys need to focus on. I was a huge victim to that. I, stopped trading daily pretty much, or relieved so much more stress, and actually made tons of more money by simply holding on and just accumulating all my profit from my different sources of income. I know it's not the case for everyone where they have a bunch of different investments into programs in cryptocurrency, but I recommend just holding for the long haul. There's potential here on Litecoin, potential on Ethereum, potential in Bitcoin. All have their different unique, specialties. We're still early to the game. Cryptocurrency cryptocurrency market cap is only, let's see what we're at right now. 135 billion. I believe our all-time high is 170 billion. So clear room for upside. By the way, I know I said I'd touch on this. So some of my top exchanges, if you're new to cryptocurrency, to get into is Coinbase, Bitstamp, Uphold, Paxful, and Local Bitcoins. Now, Coinbase, Bitstamp, and Uphold all require verification. If you're over 18, you're willing to put your information into those websites, go ahead. All three of these exchanges I highly recommend. The fees are about the same. In terms of if you want to trade a lot, day trade, whatever you want to call it, I recommend Coinbase because you get a GDAX account. There's a lot of volume as well on GDAX. All these charts are from Coinbase, so there's always a lot of volume on that exchange where you can get in and out without wiping out the order book. Bitstamp, not as much volume. I believe the fees are about the same. And Uphold, I believe it's just a good wallet to buy and sell. I don't recommend trading on that, but Paxful and Local Bitcoins are more off the books buying and selling. You're basically buying and selling to different users, so if you're interested in doing that, go ahead. The fees can be a little bit higher though, so one thing to watch out for. Make sure you check the amounts and stuff when buying and selling. So that's all I got for you guys today. Pretty long video today, about 13 minutes, just straight information. I know my videos have been, been getting a little bit repetitive recently with BitConnect and stuff like that. I do post daily on this YouTube channel. I've uploaded every single day for the last 5 or 6 months. I have 300 videos on this channel, so technically I've uploaded more than about a video and a half a day, technically. So, I make a video a day. Things can get a little bit repetitive sometimes, but I hope this video switched up to change the pace. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.